I need to figure out a way to get a good weekend in, and the thought I had in mind was to try to start a 6 mile run every 4 hours, and starting that on a Friday evening and running that through Sunday. So that was where the idea started. Figured I'll probably do a little bit more than just that. So that's kind of the goal. Start a 6 mile run every 4 hours. I have a few other activities in mind to keep me on my feet for the weekend. This is the first walk. It's on a trail that's kind of connected to the Paul Henry Trail southeast of Grand Rapids. I don't really know what this little connector is called, but it's a nice little one that doesn't get used very much. Awesome. So I'm in Paris Park now for the first real run. Started just a little bit after 8, and I'm doing this route because it's kind of like part of the Ugly Sweater run. I used to do a 5K in Kentwood a few years ago. It would run from East Paris Park to Paris Park and back for a 5K. So to get 6 miles, I'm just gonna run it twice. And part of the idea is to pick routes that I've done before, familiar places, and might have a little bit of a meaning. I've run here so many times I could run it with my eyes closed. In fact, I am right now. In this video, I will do my best, whatever that means, whatever I can to keep this video mildly entertaining. Don't need to be wearing this long sleeve shirt, but I'm wearing it because it's the shirt from the 5K that I won. I actually won the Ugly Sweater 5K a few years ago. The reason I thought of starting a run every 4 hours is because, like in a 100-mile race, every time you stop at an aid station, every time you stop to walk a little bit, it's hard to get going again. So if I try to have like a dozen new runs in one weekend, it's kind of like an ultra marathon. And by trying to do just 6 miles at a time, it's not like it's that much. There's about 70 pairs of shoes in this frame, and the bottom 4 shelves are mine plus a couple others. So I've got like 24 or so pairs of these 70 pairs of shoes, and we've got to get rid of some of them. So you know how there's a lot of videos that people make about their first impressions of a new shoe that's coming out? Well, part of this video is going to have some last impressions. I don't know how many miles I have on this pair, but these shoes are due to be retired. It's just after midnight, and the forecast was calling for some rain around 12:30. I don't feel like getting stuck in the rain, so this run's on the treadmill.
It took him 40 years to make. He was friends with Vonnegut. Originally, Mr. Whitey did not want to be in the documentary, but to not put himself in would have been to sacrifice essential themes of the film. The documentary was a masterpiece. Had Mr. Whitey not been in it, the documentary would have suffered, and we would have been deprived of a gift. And having experienced Mr. Whitey's gift, I made peace with, yes, you can be in these videos, and make them universal.
Huh? These Adidas Bright Red Pink Adizero, they work pretty good for use on the treadmill. So even though there's probably 1,000 miles on these, I'll keep them around a little longer.
The hidden soul of the work is that all of those little artifacts that you see, everything, they work. And they look the way they do because they work. They function. Debt reject. And so it was around that time I came down and on my and then he would give me viewing assignments. And I was just like, this is before that you did not, unless it was a documentary film.
Never ever gonna hear anybody talk for more than 5 minutes about anything.
Uncut.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, sometimes maybe on Howard Stern.
But talking about kind of self-improvement or entrepreneurship or health and wellness.
The plan was to try to run outside last night, but it rained all night. Everything's still wet, so I had to stick with the treadmill. This run is from our house to Stand-It-Back Park, and it's a 6-mile run altogether. And I've done it quite a few times in the last couple of years. So, welcome to Stand-It-Back Park. These Blue Hokas, I used them a lot. They worked really well, but I think they've seen better days. So these Blue Hokas, this run, well, up until about 9 years ago, there was a group from Grand Rapids Running Club would always run from Johnson Park, right by Millennium Park, and then take Indian Mounds back around to Johnson Park on the other side of the river. And I used to do that about almost every Wednesday for a few years. But that was quite a while ago. About 2013, 2014. everybody stopped doing it. But of course it's still here. The route's still here. So I hate Indian Mountains. I really hate it. I still do. This is not Indian Mountains. Can I get a number 6 with a Coke?
Anything else?
That'll do it.
It'll be 10:06 at first window.
Okay. Again, years ago, Monday evenings, the group used to run around Reed's Lake in East Grand Rapids. I don't know what happened. I think everybody got soft. Best thing about running in East Grand Rapids in the rain is all the locals are too soft to go out, so it's like I got the whole town to myself. Those Monday evening runs around Reed's Lake were only 5 miles, so I still need to add another mile, so I really wasn't expecting to get a track workout in today, but here I am slugging along. Just after 8 o'clock at night. Had to find a route from the house. We've done this one a bunch of times. It's just a mile of sidewalk, east-west trail, and then a mile of the Paul Henry. Turn around and come back. This is the east-west trail. This 1 mile stretch of the Paul Henry Trail in Kentwood, I've put more miles on this 1 mile section of trail than any other piece of pavement. I've been up and down here, I don't know, 1,000 times.
Before this bidder goes away or even lowers his bid, I'm gonna cash out. The offer currently sits at 1.69 Ethereum, which is 4,713 US dollars. I'll add
After being like 56 miles in or so, 8 a.m. on Sunday, instead of trying to run again, I think walking is more my pace right now. So this is just a walk. This is the same route I ran a while ago. Sunday at noon, I'm gonna mow a couple of yards instead of run. I was gonna run a 6-mile run, but I'm gonna mow my yard, and I volunteered to mow my neighbor's yard for a couple weeks until they move. So instead of doing a run for 6 miles, I'm gonna mow a couple of yards.